Hi, my name is Sarah Hensel. I'm doing the ACA Code of Ethics assessments. Um, Looking through the assessment section, I didn't really feel like there was anything that was too contrary to what we've been taught this whole entire course. They do have in there that you have to, use tests that you're trained for, that you're competent for. You have to have proper use of the assessments. You're responsible for appropriate use, interpretation, and scoring, no matter what kind of scoring that's done, if it's hand scoring or if it is technologically scored. And then you also have to, include your informed consent as far as explaining the nature, the purpose of the assessments, the possible use of results. You can release the data only with consent of the client. And it also includes the cultural sensitivity and how certain tests may not affect certain cultures, or there might be cultural differences, and that you have to make sure that their different problems are defined and experienced, and also recognize social and historical prejudices. It also says that you have to make sure that when you're selecting instruments that you are looking for their reliability and their validity, limitations, that they are appropriate, that different accommodations are made for the different conditions or behaviors or regularities, that technologically administered tests function properly and give accurate test results, and that unless they are designed for self-administration, that us as counselors should make sure that no tests are taken unsupervised. They also have reporting scores to consider background and culture of that as well. They don't want you to use assessments that don't have sufficient empirical data on them, as well as making sure that you don't have any reservations regarding their reliability or validity. And then also to make sure that you're not using data or results from tests that are obsolete or or outdated, and then prevent others that are from doing the same. And then they also talk about developing your own assessments and making sure that you have established scientific procedures that you're using. The only thing that I guess I'm not really as familiar with and covering them was the forensic evaluation that they talked about in the section. They had like a last little section on this, and he talked about they still have to be disclosed in writing, informed consent. They have to define limits or reports of their testimony, and it has to be obtained from a guardian or somebody else who's legally representative for somebody who can't, who doesn't have the capacity to give voluntary consent. They can't evaluate person's client or family, and they have to have that they've already previously counseled, and they also have to make sure that they're avoiding harmful relationships by that. But I guess the only thing that I was kind of wondering, they didn't really talk about, unless I missed it, the people who don't have the ability to give consent in those situations. So I guess I was just kind of curious a little bit more about that. So thanks.